Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk Leeds. And before we get into the topic of today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Only been going a few months. It's quite remarkable how I've got there so quick. But it's thanks to you lot who are watching now, so I really appreciate it. Anyway, moving on from that, I had a little video out about the game yesterday. Not going to go into it too much, but in a nutshell, the first half was a half decent performance. Second half tailed off a bit. Standouts for me were Ampadu. I felt like Strauch had a good game, and Dan James looked lively, and more minutes in the tank. And we look forward to the next one. But anyway, moving on to the news this morning about Max Wober joining Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan. Honestly, I'm going to try and do this in a constructive way. Otherwise, it will turn into a shit show. But what the hell is actually going on? Victor Orta is literally haunting us. We're still having repercussions from his ownership at the club. I know he only left a few months ago, but that should be it. Done. Move on. But we're struggling to do that because of the stupidity and the thick mistakes that he's made. How can you sign a player for £10 million in January when you're in the thick of a relegation battle? Not like we were like ninth and you'd be like, well, there's no chance we're going to go down, so we'll just throw it in there anyway. Like, it was a real possibility that we were going to get relegated, and you've just offered him an easy way out on loan, losing any value we've got in him. All the players we signed on loan, got rid of on loan now, their fees combined come to over £100 million, in the ballpark of 100 to 130 million pound. That's including Rodrigo, who we got £3 million for, Arison, Llorente, Wober, Koch, Christiansen, all of them. So we've spent over £100 million and we've recouped £3 million. This will lead us into choppy waters. That can't be, it can't be the 49ers have come in and it's fine about all this, but they'll just spend some dollar anyway. Like, this is a catastrophe for us, because our promotion rivals, Leicester, sold Maddison, sold Barnes, job done. Spend that money on revamping the squad. We're in a position now where we might have to sell people that we don't want to sell. We might have to sell Sinistera or Adams or Nonto, just because of the money that we've lost out on from transfer sales by loaning out all of these people. It's an absolute disaster, and I'm feeling very deflated by it. Like, we've got Farker in, and the 49ers have taken over, and I've loved everything they've said so far and all the vibes that they've given off. I'm very confident in that project, but they must be fuming what they've walked into. They've walked into a building that's been obliterated by a tornado. I'm so annoyed that's happened, how this has panned out, because it's no way to run a football club. And obviously it's not just Victor Orta, although he's the main one, Radrazani, and also I don't think you can rule Kinnear out of the blame for this, because he was there. He would have been approving decisions and giving his input in decisions. And I know he comes across as a bit of a puppy boy, and he just follows, a bit of a sheep, just follows what's going on and says yes. But I'm sorry, if there's anything about you put your foot down and say, no, this is wrong. Like, we're in a relegation battle, and you're signing players and saying that they can leave for free next season on loan. Like, at some point in the future, we might recoup some value for these players. I'm not oblivious to that. But what about the here and now? Everything with Leeds always seems to be in 3 or 4 years. But what about now? We're meant to be going back up first attempt of asking. And in my opinion, we're going to have to scrape around for loan deals and for cheap signings. Like, we signed Ampadu for 7 million, which is a brilliant signing. He looked unreal yesterday. But if you look at the bigger picture, well, where's the money going to come from for the next signings? Like, we have to have a cash cow. So someone's going to have to leave, even if it might have to be Tyler Adams. Like, we all want Adams and Ampadu, everyone's buzzing about them in a double pivot, but well, we've got to raise some money from somewhere. So where's that going to come from? We've got to take into account financial fair play. I'm not entirely sure how the figures work with that. Like, I'm not going to lie and say that I do, because I don't. But we'll have to have some outgoings to get some income in, surely. I know we got a good nucleus of the squad. We got even people like Dan James and that, will do well in the Championship. And to be honest, I think Wober is a good player, but I'm not as big on him as some people. Like, I don't know, especially in the Championship, I feel like we can, we might be able to get around him leaving. Strauch looked decent yesterday. We can't judge him off one game, like he's been woeful for a while now. But I'm hoping a run of games in that position he played yesterday, right centre back, he might. We might already have a solution in Strauch, and obviously we've got Cresswell back. But Cresswell's decent, but he's still got a lot to learn. Like, he was in and out of the Millwall team last season, who finished 7th, 8th. So if he was as good as everyone thinks, then why isn't he a regular starter for Millwall? Do you know what I mean? So, in my opinion, we still need to sign a centre back. We need a left back. We need a striker, and we're going to have to see some people walking out the door. We're going to have to see some people leaving. Also, a question that I saw, and it really made me think, is how bothered would these players have been in our relegation battle, knowing that if we get relegated, it don't really matter. I'm out of here anyway. I've got this loan clause in my contract. What I mean, it was pathetic. It's ridiculous. Like, any fighting mentality could easily be drained from the fact that they know that they're going anyway. Like, half-assed performances because they think, well, I'm out the door anyway. I know a lot of them had contract, a 50% contract drop if we got relegated, but most of them would have been like, well, it doesn't really matter if I've got that, because I'm going anyway. Someone will snap me up on loan. I'm going anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I just wonder, it could be hypothetical speaking, but I just wonder what effect that had on their mindset going into games, going into the thick of a relegation battle, knowing that regardless of what happens, I'm leaving anyway. And I look at them all now, even Wober, and I think, you snakes. I do. I can't help it. I look at them all and I think, you cowards. Like, they get us relegated with awful performances and then just jump ship. It's just awful. Like, so yeah, the next 4 weeks up until the transfer window shuts, it's going to be a horror show, in my opinion. I think we're going to see people leaving lastminute.com, like literally the night of the transfer window shuts. We're going to see someone go. So it's going to be it's nothing to look forward to. I was looking forward to it, but it's sort of dawning on me that we don't know who's got what in their contracts now. We don't know what's going to happen in the next month. It's going to be a shit show, I think. And only when we go into September will we really know what our team's going to look like next season. So yeah, I hate being negative, but I can't help but feel aggrieved by Victor Orta and what he's done. And even though I want to move on from that era, well, how can you when there's still repercussions of it? And we're not even taking into account the money that we've still got to pay for Dan James, because that was done over, I think it was done over, was it 4 seasons? And what's it, 30 million fee? So I don't know. Do we still owe another 7-8 million for him? And we haven't spoke about JKA yet. Or another thing happened caused by Victor Orta's incompetence. We now owe God knows how much money for JKA. It was 40 million, isn't it? But I know we're going to be paying it over some years to come. But exactly, that's more money out. So where's the money coming in from? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting month, but I'm really, really, really annoyed by this. And we're heading into some choppy waters now. And I can imagine the 49ers are just as pissed off as any of us, to be honest, because it's just a horror show. But hopefully in the next week or so, we'll see some moving parts. And if we have to sell one of the players, we don't want to sell Adams, Nonto, Sinistera to get 25 mil to spend on other players, then I think we're at the point where then so be it. Like, in my opinion, we need a cash cow from somewhere, and it's going to have to be one of the people that we don't want to see leave the club. So it is what it is. Actually, no, it's not. It is what it is. It's what Victor Orta's made it. Because if we'd have got 30, 40 million for these players that we've let go out on loan, then we might not have needed to do that. But yeah, sorry if I seem negative. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure most of you probably do as well. But I'll be back with another video tomorrow, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate it so much. I really do. Get your comments in, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a good day.